Hey, everybody, and welcome to my Wellness Cabinet Makeover class. I'm super excited about this class. I have been preparing these slides for over a week now because it's something that I'm just so passionate about and so excited to teach you guys. So, without further ado, these are my everyday supplements. These are like not limited to, because I bet all of these girls probably take the similar supplements, but they might also take a couple of different ones. They might have a little bit of a different list. But these are the supplements that I like cannot survive without. Like I'm telling you, one of my girls, Ashley, on my team, she posted a story the other day, and I was laughing because it's so true. She's like, I'm waiting on my box to get here, and my Ningxia hasn't arrived, and I'm just feeling like blah without it. Like it's really like that mom juice. Like we just need it to survive. It makes us like it fuels our bodies. So Ningxia Red brings oxygen to your cells. It's a really good antioxidant. It's absolutely one of my favorites. My kids drink it. I know my friend McClay likes to add it with a little bit of orange juice in the morning. It tastes so good like that. Or you can just take a shot of it. Either way, whatever you like. Super B is another amazing supplement for energy, all your B vitamins, really good for your body. And it has essential oils in it, so it really absorbs to that bloodstream quickly. Multi-greens, because we just really don't get enough greens in. Even if you're like a vegan and you're eating vegetables all day, if you look at like how much you're really supposed to eat in vegetables, it's like almost impossible to eat that much vegetables in one day. So it's really good to get that extra stuff that you're not eating in your diet. And we all know that the soils are just a little bit more depleted. And so we're getting all that good stuff in the multi-greens. I like to take my CBD daily. I know some people only take it when they're sick or when they have bad anxiety. But for me, it's more of a daily, because I just feel like it just gets me through the day. It takes that edge off. It makes me feel like I don't have to suffer every day with anxiety. Sulfurzyme is amazing. Let me tell you, my baby hairs from postpartum hair loss are crazy. I go get my hair done maybe like every 4 months. It's just like a little treat for me. I'll just get some face framing highlights, get a little haircut. And every time I go back after after Dawson and Harper, because she's been my hairdresser through both pregnancies. And at my wedding, Dawson was 6 months, and she had to like slick them back and kind of like hide a bald spot from having Dawson 6 months postpartum. And now she can put those face framers in a foil. That's how long they've gotten. So Sulfurzyme is like hair, skin, and nails antioxidant, immune support, just like an all over amazing supplement. I know Lisa likes to get hers in the powder form and just mix it right into her Ningxia. I like to put mine in capsules, or I like to buy the bottle of capsules, and I just drink it down in the morning with a capsule. And then I'll open up a capsule into my kids' yogurt or applesauce or whatever, so they can each get a serving of it as well. Vitamin C and vitamin D are like the two most common supplements, that people who aren't even in this, journey know about. They know, to take vitamin C for their wellness. I really prefer to just buy one big bottle of the Young Living's chewable vitamin C's, because then I can eat one, give one to my kids. I also keep sodium absorbate vitamin C in my wellness cabinet. I get it at a local health food store. That's really good for if you're like super sick, you can mega dose that throughout the day. Vitamin D is really good. Young Living's vitamin D is really dissolvable. It tastes really good. My kids love it. I don't give it to them in the summer because we're outside all the time and we get plenty of sunshine. But in the winter, I think it is a very important supplement. And then the probiotic. I think that it is so important to have a daily probiotic to keep yourself regular, to keep your gut health good. So that way you can stay healthy throughout the seasons. My kids absolutely love the Mighty Pro. I just pour it right in their mouth and they eat it like a pixie stick. You can also add it into juice or water if you don't think that they would drink it like that. And then the Life 9 suggests to take it at nighttime after you've eaten. So those are my everyday supplements that I take on the regular. And then these are what I would take if I was like exposed to a sickness or not feeling well, I would be layering oils all over my chest, my neck, all of my lymph nodes, under my armpits, like the inner thighs, all the places. I would be taking Inner Defense, or you can DIY that capsule. I put the recipe there. I would be taking vitamin C and vitamin D. I would be taking colloidal silver. You can get colloidal silver at any local health food store. We have one in our town, but you can also go to Whole Foods or Sprouts. You can even go to Amazon and buy that there. They have a nose spray and they have a dropper for under the tongue. Garlic capsules and fresh garlic. If you add some fresh garlic onto some Manuka honey, that's really good. And then, like I said, the capsules of essential oils: oregano, thyme, thieves, ravensara, clove, Melrose, all these oils, putting them on your body, putting them on your skin, or ingesting them in capsules every 2 hours, drinking tons and tons of water. Make sure you put some drops of lemon or citrus fresh in your water, and really get all of your body flowing and going good. You want to limit sugar and dairy. And like I said, just drink tons of water. When you're oiling up, the oils are going to be pulling out toxins from your body. So you're going to want to make sure to be very hydrated so that your body can keep on pulling stuff out and not make you feel dehydrated. All right, so this one is super amazing, and I have a really amazing testimony for this. These are natural fever busters. I know that starting this journey can be a little scary. You're used to grabbing for those fever reducers, and that's what you're used to. You're taught that, and you're scared. You're taught to kind of fear the fever, and I feel like not to say not to grab for that stuff, but I think it's so amazing that we have this tool at our hands that we can grab first. And then if it doesn't work, we have something else that we can go to, because there really is sometimes a time for that medicine. But when Harper was in the ICU, her stats were starting to drop, and the doctors came in, they were checking over her stats. They said that her heart rate was elevated, and they think that she was going to start to spike a fever. So they said, that they were going to come in, draw some blood, see if they could check her infection markers and see if those infection markers were starting to rise. And that would indicate that a fever was starting to spike, and they were going to want to put her on Tylenol and ibuprofen. I got all my oils out. I put lavender all over her. I put peppermint on the bottoms of her feet. And I put frankincense on her forehead and her skull. I dropped a few drops in there. And all of her stats within maybe less than 5 minutes were regulated. And they decided that they didn't have to try to draw any blood because her stats weren't showing that she was going to spike a fever. So that's amazing. I've also always kept Dawson's fevers down with lavender and peppermint. And I just recently learned that citronella valor and palmarosa you can put under your armpits or under your children's armpits to lower their fevers as well. And palmarosa is a very affordable oil. I just ordered it on my last order. I think it was only $21. So that's an amazing oil if you have kids, or even if you ever get sick yourself, to have on hand to lower your fever. Other good ways to lower your fever: a warm bath, get outside and be in the sunshine. I know when you're sick, it kind of feels like you just want to be in bed, but getting that sunshine directly on your body, on your face, is going to really help your fever to break. Drinking cold lemon water, eating fresh cold fruit. And then just remember that when you're using these oils, you're using them early and often. So if I'm feeling stuffy and kind of just not very good today, I'm not going to wait till the morning when I wake up. I'm going to put oils on right now, and I'm going to put oils on before I go to bed. And if I wake up in the middle of the night to pee, I'm just going to put a few oils on again. You really want to be like putting those oils on you when you very first start feeling sick, so that you can make sure to kick that sickness right out. And like I said, just be making sure that you're super hydrated as well, because you want to stay hydrated throughout like detoxing. All right, so speaking of sickness, this is what we call the A-bomb. Personally, I've used 3 or 4 drops of tea tree in a capsule every 4 hours for sinus and throat issues. But I know a ton of friends who have sworn by this A-bomb recipe. It's 3 drops of clove, 3 drops of raven sarah, 3 drops of thieves, and 3 drops of frankincense. And you can take those veggie capsules every 2 hours. The essential oils are filtered through your body after 2 hours. So you can take those every 2 hours with a full glass of water. I personally have to eat before I take my oils, or I'll get somewhat of an upset stomach. But that's really the only caution thing that I have. And then also, I prefer Weatherspoon Manuka honey. And then you can cut up a fresh clove of garlic and just stick it right on top of there and just swallow it down. I just kind of put some warm water in my mouth and just like let it all swallow down, like as if it was a pill. But what Manuka honey is really good. It has very antibacterial properties. So that's another good thing to have. And then if you have a sore throat, it's really good for like soothing that sore throat. I'm stuck. Let's see what happened. Oh, there we go. All right. So in my house, these happen all the time. Cuts, scrapes, and burns. Okay. I'm telling you, if my kid does not have a cut, a scrape, or a burn on him, like we haven't had a day, like we haven't even woke up yet if my kid hasn't gotten hurt, because that boy, he loves to climb. He is all over climbing and into things. And he just started recently wanting to cut with scissors. And so that's really fun. It's an adventure. And I try to let him be very independent, but sometimes he hurts himself. So in my house, we are never without lavender. We are never without Owie, and I always have a bottle of helichrysum because those oils are literally lifesavers. When my child decided that a piggy bank would be a good thing to stand on to open the unlock our bedroom door, and his foot went straight through the piggy bank and the glass sliced the top of his toe completely off. On the way to the hospital, because it's an hour away and I couldn't see the cut. So I thought for sure he was going to need stitches. I was putting Owie on it like literally every time he would let me get near it. I would just drop a drop of Owie and lavender on it, and a little bit of Copaiba, because that was kind of helping with the pain of it, because I know it was throbbing. By the time we got to the hospital, it was like glossed over and it was not even bleeding anymore. And there was nothing they could do at the hospital for us because they couldn't stitch it back on. And it has healed so well. I used almost a whole bottle of Owie, and some lavender and some Copaiba on his toe as it healed for like maybe the next week. And it has healed so nicely. You can barely see the scar there from it. And then also, like I talked about earlier, is colloidal silver. You can absolutely put colloidal silver on a scrape or a bruise or a burn. It's really good for that as well. All right. So let's talk about going to the bathroom, because I know when I was a kid, my mom used to give us milk of magnesia. And I don't know if any of you have ever taken that in regards to also having a child. And that's about what it feels like. It gives you the worst cramps to go to the bathroom. And I just don't think that's normal. And I can't imagine putting my child through that. I remember when Harper was in the hospital, she obviously hadn't eaten for a while because she was on a ventilator. And so they wanted to give her some Miralax. And I told them, absolutely not. This child has been through enough. And I am not letting her sit here with cramps in her stomach. I just put a little bit of tummy jize on her belly, and she went to the bathroom later that day. But I totally can remember being towards the end of my pregnancy and just feeling so constipated. And that truly is an awful feeling. It hurts and it's uncomfortable and it just makes you feel kind of sluggish. And there is totally another way to help with the flow. So for my kids, actually, Dawson was just crying right before this call that his belly was hurting. We went swimming earlier and I know that he swallowed way too much water. I rubbed some tummy jize around his belly and he is asleep. He went right to sleep. And I sometimes get like gas bubbles up in my ribs. And if I put some Digize or even Aroma Ease on my like rib cage, I can instantly like pass gas and I can feel that tension go away. It works so instantly. And then if you have ginger or peppermint. Like if you're having an upset stomach, even after you've gone, you can press some ginger or peppermint to the roof of your mouth, and that will really help as well. And then, like I talked about earlier, I think that having a daily probiotic is really important as well, because it's helping that gut flora to stay regular, to where you can really get going regular. Like you should be going every time you eat. That's like the normal healthy gut. And so having a daily probiotic will really help that flow to stay regular. All right. So we were just talking about this with our group, and I just feel like lately there's so much stuff going on in the world. And I know so many of my friends who are struggling with this anxiety. I know my sister has completely deleted her Instagram and Facebook apps. I know Lisa goes on and literally just posts her stuff and gets off. I know that a lot of people can't handle the scrolling because everything is just so divided. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that you're not alone, and anxiety really does take over, and it's so hard. And I truly feel for you. And I want to tell you, like, if I've ever posted about anxiety, it's truly not to sell you these oils. It's to show you that these will absolutely help you, because a fourth of the people that I've enrolled on my team have gotten a roller from me that's for a problem, and the roller has fixed that problem, and that's why they bought their kit, because the need was met. And I feel like anxiety is one of the number one reasons that women come to me and need that problem solved, because it's so prevalent. So I wanted to talk about things that can help the anxiety that is onset, like right then and there. And then I want to talk about something that can help you in the long run with fixing the anxiety and coping with it in healthy ways, so that it's not something that you're struggling with every single day. So you can see a list of oils, not limited to, again, just like the top 15 that came to my head: frankincense, stress away, peace and calming, peppermint. I love very strong oils when I have anxiety. I like to put them in my hand like this and breathe them in to open up my airways, because my chest gets so tight when I have anxiety. So I just breathe it in, like, and just allow the oils to get there. And when you're breathing in an essential oil, your olfactory bulb is completely changing your mood. It's literally directly affecting your mood. And so when you're smelling these oils, it really is creating, you don't want to smell these oils and still be thinking about these things that are making you anxious. You want to smell them and say, like, I am beautiful. I'm strong. I am not going to feel anxious anymore. Nothing is burdening me. I'm a good mom. All these things that you're worried about throughout the day, say them out loud when you're putting your oils on, because it's going to make all the difference. Personally, my absolute favorite anxiety roller is 10 drops stress away, 10 drops grapefruit, and 10 drops ylang ylang. It smells heavenly. I have it right here. I absolutely love it. If you do not have oils yet and you've been wanting to enroll with me, message me and I will send you this roller. I promise you that it will absolutely change your life. It smells so good. We were on our little business trip and I kept putting it on, and McClay's like, "What is that smell?" It smells absolutely so good. And I told her, and now she uses it too. It just truly makes me feel so happy, and like I don't have any more worries. So that's one of my favorites. Another thing is taking magnesium. So in my morning drink, I take a magnesium called Natural Calm. You can get that again at your health food store, or you can get it at on Thrive Marketplace. That's the cheapest place that I found it, on Thrive. Ashwagandha is a really good supplement to take, and Young Living has a couple of their supplements have ashwagandha in it. And then Ningxia and Super Bee I found really helped me with my anxiety, because I feel like I don't have that brain fog. I feel like the Super Bee and the Ningxia really lift that brain fog, and it creates this environment where I can focus and really not have that bad anxiety. I think it's also really important to mention that creating a healthy lifestyle, a good healthy diet, not dieting, but eating good and healthy foods and feeling good and moving your body, grounding, getting outside on your bare feet, getting good sunshine, saying affirmations. If you're a minimalist like Lisa, you probably just like to look up some affirmations and write them down. But for me, I know that if they're not right there for me, I'm not going to say them. I'm not going to do them. So I paid the $20 for the I Am app. You pay once a year. It was $19.99, and every hour, or I don't know, maybe every 3 hours, they come up on my phone, and I'm literally just like, I'll pick up my phone and I'm say, I am a great mom. And then I'm just like, wow, yeah, I am, like, and I just read it out loud, and it's so amazing. It's like, having a boyfriend that is like in the very first month where they just text you all sorts of cute stuff and it makes you smile. So I paid $20 for some affirmations because I can go in there and custom, what I'm feeling. And that really truly helps me. So I always tell people about that I Am app. Okay, so I know one of our girls was just saying she feels like she's been having a hard time sleeping. If I feel like I know already that I'm not going to have a good night's sleep, or like if I feel like I'm too uppity to get a good night's sleep, my go-to is lavender and cedarwood. Lavender and cedarwood makes me have like the best night's sleep ever. There's other oils. I know everybody's bodies are different. So there's Stress Away, Peace and Calming, Tranquil, Rutavela. For kids, Sleepy Eyes, Gentle Baby, Seedlings Calm. You can also use all of the above oils on your kids as well. You don't have to use kids' oils on your kids, but I know people like that option. I also really like the Unwind packets for my kids. Like if we've had a lazy day, or I can just feel that they're really crazy, I'll give them an Unwind packet before bed. Lavender lotion, the lavender or Stress Away bath bombs. They smell so heavenly. And then a good solid bedtime routine and a good day full of activity and sunshine will help you have a better night's sleep in general, because your body has, if you're just laying around and lazy all day, it almost feels like you can't go to sleep because your body doesn't feel like it's done enough. So I think those are important too, especially for children. And another thing that I did not put on here was magnesium. That natural calm that I talked about for anxiety is really good for sleep too, because if your body's depleted in magnesium, you have trouble sleeping as well. So. Whoops. Okay, yeah, that's awesome. All right, so I wanted to talk about ways that you can get started. Young Living has now opened up their ordering platform. You can get started with anything, any products. If you spend up to $100, you get the membership price with the discounted 24% off. So that is amazing. They still are at this moment offering these premium starter kits. So you can get the premium starter kit, you can get the little kids kit, the cleaning kit, the Ningxia. This little Haven starter bundle is what I like to call like the allergy trio, because it has some really good seasonal support allergies in there. And then you can also get started with the CBD bundle. A lot of us girls on here, whoever's invited you, have the MyYL website. You can go on there and create your own bundle, or they might have bundles created already. Or if you already know exactly what you want, or you saw something on this class and you're like, that's what I want to get started with, you just click the link to whoever invited you to this call, and you can create your own bundle right there. And don't let that word bundle scare you. You just add stuff to your cart just like you would on Amazon or wherever you shop. You just click on the product. You would just search lavender and add it to your cart, and you can check out. Once you hit $100, you will unlock this 24% off, and then you will be a wholesale member. You will also get an amazing community around it, and you'll get added into our email list with tons of amazing information, and into our Savvy Oiler Club. And you will definitely not be alone on this journey. I'm so excited that I got to teach you guys about the Wellness Cabinet Makeover. And if you have any questions, or you've been wanting to enroll, get with the person who invited you here tonight, because there's literally no better time than now to make over your wellness cabinet.